Do you know that most of us, especially as we get older, are unknowingly practicing everyday habits that slowly, silently, and dangerously harm our kidneys? It's a quiet truth that very few people are aware of. For many older people, kidney damage doesn't happen overnight. It isn't a sudden event. It builds quietly over time through simple, seemingly harmless mistakes that add up in very dangerous ways. In fact, studies suggest that a significant percentage of seniors are unknowingly engaging in habits that place their kidneys at risk every single day. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 of the most common habits that can silently cause harm to your kidneys. From the way you hydrate, to the medicines you rely on, and even to the foods you reach for without a second thought. Each habit we reveal could be the key to safeguarding your kidney health and protecting your independence for years to come. Stay with me until the very end, because the final habit we'll talk about is one that most people laugh off as a small inconvenience. Yet doctors and specialists warn that it could have the most lasting and profound impact on your kidneys of all. My name is Allie, and welcome to the Silver and Smart channel, where we believe that the later years of life are not a time of diminishment, but a time of incredible wisdom and purposeful living. Thank you for joining me today. The 6 habits to break. Overusing painkillers, the hidden strain. One of the most insidious habits that can quietly damage kidneys in seniors is the frequent use of painkillers for everyday aches, arthritis, or headaches. Medications like common over-the-counter pain relievers may seem completely harmless when taken occasionally, but when used too often or in high doses, they can reduce blood flow to the kidneys and interfere with their ability to filter waste properly. Over time, this constant strain can quietly weaken kidney function and leave a lasting, irreversible amount of damage. Think about a woman I know named Beatrice, a 72-year-old who relied on daily over-the-counter pills to ease her joint pain. She believed she was managing her discomfort responsibly until her doctor noticed that her kidney numbers were beginning to decline. After her doctor explained the risk, Beatrice began to reduce her painkiller use and turn to gentler alternatives, such as physical therapy, light stretching, and warm compresses. Beatrice not only felt relief, but she also gave her kidneys a much-needed chance to recover. The reason these painkillers are risky is that they alter the chemicals that regulate blood flow to the kidneys. Without steady circulation, kidney tissues can become starved of oxygen and nutrients, which significantly increases the chance of long-term injury. For seniors whose kidneys are already working harder due to age, this kind of relentless strain can be especially dangerous. This does not mean that all pain medicine is off limits. It means being more intentional, limiting unnecessary use, and working with a trusted physician to explore safer long-term options. Protecting your kidneys sometimes comes down to rethinking the small choices you've made for years, choices that felt routine but carried a hidden cost to your health. By approaching your pain management with a profound sense of care, you not only ease today's discomfort, but you also safeguard your health for a better and stronger tomorrow. 2. Not drinking enough water, the unseen burden. One of the most common and easily overlooked mistakes seniors make that quietly harms their kidneys is not drinking enough water throughout the day. The kidneys are your body's natural filter, and they rely on proper hydration to flush waste and toxins out of the body. But when water intake is too low, the blood becomes concentrated and harder for the kidneys to filter. Over time, this constant strain can lead to kidney stones, infections, or even long-term damage that sneaks up without any obvious warning signs. Consider a man I know named Felix, a 76-year-old who often skipped plain water, relying instead on coffee or tea to get through his mornings. For years, he brushed off the importance of simple, pure water until he began experiencing painful and recurring kidney stones. His doctor explained that dehydration was the main culprit. Once Felix made the simple commitment to drinking several glasses of water spread across his day, he noticed not only fewer kidney issues, but also better digestion, steadier energy, and clearer skin. The science is simple and beautiful. Kidneys act as the body's natural filter, and water is the fuel that keeps that filter working smoothly. Without enough of it, toxins stay longer in the bloodstream, raising the risk of infections and permanent scarring in the delicate kidney tissues. Seniors are especially vulnerable to this because the natural sense of thirst often diminishes with age, making it easy to overlook hydration until the damage is already done. This habit is not about drowning yourself in water all at once, but about maintaining a steady, consistent rhythm. A glass upon waking, a glass with each meal, and a few in between are often enough to protect your kidney function. For seniors, remembering to drink water is more than a small daily choice. It's an investment in freedom, vitality, and peace of mind. 3. Eating too much salt, the silent pressure. A third habit that quietly and relentlessly destroys kidney health is consuming too much salt in daily meals. Sodium, when eaten in excess, raises blood pressure and forces the kidneys to work much harder to filter out the surplus. Over time, this constant, relentless pressure can scar the delicate kidney tissues and lead to chronic kidney disease, a condition that often develops without obvious symptoms until it's already advanced and more difficult to manage. Consider a man named Gideon, an 80-year-old who loved salted snacks, canned soups, and deli meats. He thought it was just part of enjoying his meals and that it had no consequences. But over time, his ankles began to swell, and his doctor explained that the high salt content was putting a severe strain on his kidneys. By cutting back on processed foods and seasoning with herbs and lemon zest instead of salt, Gideon not only eased the burden on his kidneys, but also noticed more energy and steadier blood pressure. The science is simple and beautiful. Kidneys act as the body's natural filter, and sodium affects the way the kidneys handle fluids, causing them to hold on to water, which raises blood volume, which increases blood pressure, and in turn damages both the blood vessels and the kidneys themselves. Seniors are especially at risk for this because their bodies are less efficient at balancing fluids as they age. This doesn't mean giving up flavor or enjoyment in food. It means making small, conscious changes, reading labels, choosing fresh ingredients, and exploring seasonings beyond the salt shaker. These shifts protect the kidneys while still allowing meals to feel satisfying and delicious. For seniors, reducing salt isn't about restriction. It's about giving your body the breathing room it needs to stay strong and healthy for years to come. We've now covered 3 vital habits that can quietly harm your kidneys. As you reflect on these, I want you to remember that the most powerful form of medicine you have is awareness. When you know better, you can do better. If you're still with me, please comment "in health" below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you on your journey. Now let's continue with our final 3 habits to address. 4. Ignoring blood sugar and blood pressure control, the invisible attack. Another dangerous habit many seniors fall into is overlooking the profound importance of controlling their blood sugar and blood pressure. High blood sugar from unmanaged diabetes and high blood pressure from untreated hypertension are 2 of the leading causes of kidney damage worldwide. These conditions slowly and relentlessly wear down the delicate blood vessels inside the kidneys, reducing their ability to filter waste effectively. The damage often happens silently, with no pain or warning signs until the kidneys are already severely weakened. Take the example of a woman named Eleanor, a 74-year-old who delayed checking her blood pressure and assumed her fatigue was just the normal part of aging. When she finally visited her doctor, she was shocked to learn that her uncontrolled hypertension had already begun to damage her kidneys. By committing to her medications, monitoring her numbers daily, and adjusting her diet and lifestyle, she was able to slow the decline and regain confidence in her health. The danger lies in how silent this habit can be.
High blood sugar and high blood pressure both create an invisible stress on the kidneys day after day, year after year. For seniors who may already have less resilient kidney function, neglecting these conditions is like carrying a heavy load every day without ever setting it down. Protecting your kidneys means staying vigilant, regular checkups, keeping an eye on home readings, and following a treatment plan are not just routines, they are lifelines. By respecting these numbers and responding early, you give your kidneys the chance to keep working faithfully for you instead of breaking down under quiet, relentless pressure.
5. Relying heavily on processed foods, the chemical burden. Another common habit that damages kidneys is leaning too much on processed foods like packaged snacks, frozen meals, and fast food. These items are often loaded with preservatives, phosphorus additives, and unhealthy fats that put a tremendous strain on the kidneys. While they may seem convenient and simple to prepare, processed foods force the kidneys to filter out a higher load of chemicals, salt, and artificial ingredients that slowly but surely chip away at their strength and resilience. Consider a woman I know named Patricia, a 78-year-old who often turned to frozen dinners because cooking felt tiring after a long day. Over time, she noticed more swelling in her legs and frequent fatigue. Her doctor explained that the high phosphorus content in processed foods was making her kidneys work overtime. When Patricia made this shift to simple, home-cooked meals with fresh vegetables and lean proteins, she not only felt lighter and more energetic, but also saw her lab results improve dramatically. The science is well established. Additives like phosphorus, which are often used to preserve processed foods, build up in the bloodstream and damage blood vessels, including those in the kidneys. For seniors, this accumulation is even more dangerous since aging kidneys are less efficient at clearing toxins. Combined with high levels of sodium and unhealthy fats, these foods become a steady source of harm, even if they don't cause immediate symptoms. Protecting your kidneys doesn't mean you can never enjoy convenience. It means making smarter choices. Fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and simple home-cooked meals reduce the toxic burden and allow the kidneys to do their job effectively. For seniors, trading processed convenience for natural nourishment is one of the most powerful steps toward freedom, vitality, and peace of mind.
6. Holding in urine too often, the unnecessary pressure. The final habit that quietly and surprisingly harms kidney health is holding in urine instead of going to the bathroom when the body signals it is time. Many seniors dismiss the urge because they are busy, they are out in public, or they do not want the inconvenience of frequent trips. But delaying urination places unnecessary pressure on the bladder and kidneys, which can lead to infections, weakened bladder control, and even long-term kidney damage if repeated often enough. It seems like such a small, insignificant thing, but it is one of the most common and dangerous habits people have. Think of a man named Vincent, a 70-year-old who often ignored the urge to urinate during long car rides or social gatherings. He was convinced it was just a minor inconvenience. Over time, he developed recurring urinary tract infections that eventually began to affect his kidney health. His doctor explained that consistently holding in urine gave bacteria more time to grow, raising the risk of infection and putting additional stress on his entire urinary system. When Vincent began to honor his body's signals and planned for regular restroom breaks, he noticed that the infection stopped and his overall comfort improved dramatically. The danger of this habit is that it feels so harmless in the moment. Yet each time urine is held for too long, bacteria multiply and pressure builds, which can eventually reach and harm the kidneys. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because their immune systems may not fight infections as quickly, turning what starts as a small irritation into a more serious systemic health issue. Listening to the body's cues and responding promptly is a form of respect for your health. It may require planning ahead, especially when leaving the house, but it is far better than allowing small habits to build into larger, harder to manage problems. By letting the body's natural systems flow as they are meant to, seniors give their kidneys the best chance to stay strong and dependable for years to come. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to think about the 6 habits we've discussed. Skipping water, overusing painkillers, eating too much salt, ignoring blood sugar and blood pressure, relying on processed foods, and holding in urine. Each of these may seem small on its own, but together they quietly chip away at your kidney health, especially for seniors. Which of these habits surprised you the most? Which one do you feel ready to change starting today? Your kidneys are silent, hardworking heroes, filtering your blood day and night, asking for very little in return. Protecting them doesn't require expensive treatments or complicated routines. It requires simple awareness and small, consistent adjustments in your daily life. By making these changes, you not only guard against disease, but also give yourself more freedom, strength, and peace of mind in the years ahead. It's so important to remember that prevention is always easier and far more empowering than treatment. Every time you choose water over a sugary drink, a fresh meal over a processed one, or take the time to listen to your body's signals, you're giving your kidneys a chance to stay strong. These small acts add up, turning into years of better health and greater independence. So I want to ask you this. What is the one small, intentional choice you can make today to start protecting the silent heroes of your body? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Your answers are important to us. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.